Hello everybody and welcome to Getting Ready for 5th Grade Math Like a Boss. This is week 3, it is day 11, and today we are going to be working on some rounding. We'll also have an introduction to decimals, so the tenths place, the hundredths place, and the thousandths place. So without further ado, let me teach you. Boss notes! Alright everybody. For rounding, these are some notes that you need to take in your workbook, and you can download that workbook by clicking the link below. That will take you to a place where you can instantly download it after a quick registration and have this right at your fingertips, along with more work that is not included in the video. So underline the rounding place. That is your first step, rounding place. Step 2, circle the digit to the right of that rounding place. If that circled digit is 5 or more, we are going to add 1 to the rounding place. If it's 4 or less, we do N-O-T-H-I-N-G, nothing. You'll see what I mean in a second. And finally, after we've done all that, we are going to drop it, add or nothing, and everything else becomes zeros. Now, I know that sounds kind of weird and funky, but we're going to put all of this into play in just a moment. I did not add this onto the workbook, but I want you, just right up top, to record this. So here is our decimal. You may have worked a little bit with decimals in 4th grade. The digit to the left of the decimal is the ones place. Okay, then there would be the tens, hundreds, thousands, so on and so on. When you go to the right, we have the tenths, the hundredths, and the thousandths. So make sure you write that in there. The tenths, the hundredths, and the thousandths. Just write 10 and put the THS, 100 and put the THS, and 1,000 and put the THS to get that sound. All right, let's go to number 1. All right, so here we are at the Learn It section. This is number 1. And what we need to do is complete this table by rounding to the given place. So we've got 3 places to round to, and we're going to use this number right here. It's 183,021, and the decimal says and. So 183,021 and 163 thousandths. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put my places in. So I know this is decimal, so that means that this is the ones, tens, hundreds, even though there's the value of the hundreds is 0. We've got the 1,000s, 10,000s, 100,000s. Over here we have the tenths, hundredths, and thousandths. And remember, all these guys right here, they end in the ts place. Okay. So if we are rounding this number to the hundred thousands place, let's locate the hundred thousands place. So this is the hundreds place. This is the hundred thousands place, the 1. So I'm going to go ahead and just rewrite this over here. And in our boss notes, it says that we need to underline the place that we're talking about, which is the hundred thousands place. And we circle the digit to the right. That would be 8. Now 8 is in the 5 or more category, so that means we're going to add 1 to our rounding place. Now everything before the rounding place we would drop down, but there's nothing before there. So now we're going to add or do nothing. We're going to add because we have add 1. That's 2. And everything else becomes a 0. 2, 0, 0, 0. And once I get to my decimals, I can actually stop because this is the same thing. Having 3 zeros after the decimal is the same thing as having that. Okay? So we have 200,000 for our answer. And I'm just going to do a little squiggly so I can put my work down here. Now we're going to take that same number. I gave you a big old giant number. Take that same number, and this time we're going to round to the tens place. So let's find the digit that's located in the tens place. That would be our 2. So we're going to underline that. Circle the digit to the right of the rounding place. If this circled digit is 5 or more, we add 1. If it's 4 or less, we do nothing. 1 is in the 4 or less category, so we're not going to do anything to that rounding place. We're just going to leave it. So we're going to drop it, add or nothing, and everything else becomes 0. So everything before the underline we drop down, so the 1 drops down, 8 drops down, 3 drops down, comma drops down, 0 drops down. We did nothing, so we're just going to put a 2, and everything else becomes 0. And again, because that decimal point came down and all of these are zeros, I don't have to write it like that. I don't need any decimals. So 183,020 would be rounding to the nearest tens place. Now, for rounding to the nearest tenths, we just write down that number again. And this time we're going to locate the tenths place. Well, the tenths place would be the 1. So this 1 right behind the decimal, that's the tenths place. All right, we're going to circle the digit to the right again. That would be our 6. Okay, 6 is in the 5 or more category, so we add 1 to our rounding place. Then we drop it, add it, and everything else becomes zeros. Drop the 1, drop the 8, drop the 3, drop the comma, drop the 0, drop the 2, drop the 1. This time we do put the decimal because we're using this rounding place. It's not a 0. So 1 plus 1 is 2. Everything else would become zeros, but really because we have decimals, we don't need those. We can just leave it as 0.2 or 2 tenths at the end. So 183,021 and, because our decimal says and, 2 tenths would be your answer. All right, number 2, we're going to do the same thing. This time our number is 567,141 and 32 thousandths. Let's go ahead and put in our place values. So anything to the left, ones, tens, hundreds, 1,000ths, 10,000ths, 100,000ths. This would be the tenths, hundredths, thousandths. Remember that these over here are the ths. These guys over here behind the decimal. Okay, so for the first one, we're going to round this number to the thousands place. So first I need to write down the number. Notice I'm writing it down outside of my box, outside of my table. I want you guys doing the same too. All right, so the thousands place. Let's find and underline the thousands place. That would be our 1,000ths place right here. That's the digit 7. Circle the digit to the right. That's 1. So we do nothing. We drop it, do nothing. Everything else becomes the zeros, and we stop at the decimal. We don't need to write everything else for zeros behind the decimal because that's just extra unnecessary work. So 567,000 would be rounding to the nearest 100,000. When we do it to the nearest whole, that's to the nearest ones place. So the whole is always the ones place. You want to go ahead and write that down. So 567,141 and 32 thousandths, rounding to the nearest whole. The ones place is right here. Circle the digit to the right. That would be 4 or less, so we do nothing to our rounding place. So we drop it. At the underline we add or do nothing, and we did nothing, so just bring it down 1. And everything else would become zeros, but because those zeros are behind the decimal, we don't need them. That would be our answer. 567,141. All right, same thing, but now to the nearest 10,000ths place. So 567,141 141 and 32 thousandths to the nearest 10 thousandths place. That would be my 6. Circle the digit to the right. That would be the 5 or more, so we add 1 to our rounding place. So I'm just going to put a +1 underneath our rounding place. Drop it, add or nothing. We're going to add, and everything else becomes zeros. Stop at the decimal. We don't need to just put extra zeros past that decimal because they have the same value whether we do or we don't. There we go. That's number 3, 2, sorry. So here we are at number 3. We're in the practice it section now. So what you could do is you could pause this, give this one a try on your own, and then play it to see if you got it right. Or you can still continue to do it along with me. Whatever you choose, but make your decision now. Okay, so you made your decision. All right, so we have a number here. It is 702,382. What does the decimal say? And 428 thousandths. All right, so the 2 is in the what place? The 1s. The 8 is in the 10s. 3 is in the hundreds. 2 is in the thousands. I'm going to put 1 for 1,000s. 0 is in the 10,000s. And the 7 is in the 100,000s. Okay, past the decimal. We don't have anything called oneths. So our 4 is actually in the tenths place. Our 2 is in the hundredths place. And our 8 is in the thousandths place. And these guys all have that. Okay, so let's round it. We're going to round to the nearest hundredths place. I want you to underline that TH there because we're not talking about this 100. We're talking about this hundredths place. So let's write it down. Oops. 702,382 and 428 thousandths. Find and underline the place that we're talking about. That place is the hundredths place, which is our 2. Circle the digit to the right of the rounding place, which is our 8. Now what do we do here? Do we add 1 to the 2 or do we do nothing? Right, we add 1 because this 8 is 5 or more. Okay, now everything before the underline, the rounding place, I'm going to drop. So drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. Oh, 3, 8, 2, bring it down. We do bring down our decimal. We do record the 4 because it's not a 0 and behind the decimal. We add it and we turn that into a 0. Let's bring it over here. 702, oh my goodness, I can't even write. 702,382 and 43 hundredths. Now notice, I didn't put my 0 there. That's okay because once we get into the decimals, if there's a 0 hanging on the end with nothing else past it, then we can just go ahead and get rid of it when we're in the decimals. All right, now to the nearest tenths. Rewrite it. Where is my tenths place? Which digit is in the tenths place? The 4 right here. Tenths, hundredths, thousandths. Okay. Tenths place. Circle the digit to the left, to the right. Always to the right. Now with that 2, do I add 1 or do I let it be? Do nothing. Do nothing. So, drop it. Do nothing. Everything else becomes 0. When I'm putting this on, I'm going to take off these 2 zeros right here. So 702,000. 382 and 4/10. That is how you round it to the nearest tenths, and now we need to round it to the nearest thousandths. 702. Okay, so which digit is in the thousands place? Write a 2. That's this 2 right here. Underline it. Circle the digit to the right. That's right to the right. Okay, 3. Is that, do we add 1 or do nothing? Do nothing. So we drop it. Do nothing. Comma. Everything else becomes zeros. Boom, boom, boom. But when I write this number, I'm going to get rid of this 0, and this 0, because we don't need any zeros hanging in the decimals by themselves. Boom. That's how you do it. Right. Number 4, last one for today. All right. So first, let's go ahead and put our places up. So here's our decimal. That means this is the ones place. The 8 is in the tens place. The 9 is in the hundreds place, comma. 2 is in the thousands place. The 1,000s place. You see the pattern? OTH. 1, 10, 100, thousands. It's awesome. Love patterns. And then over here, past the decimal, we don't have onths. It's kind of like, here's the mirror, and we got tenths, hundredths, and make sure that these are the ths. All right? And this time we don't have any thousands. Oh, bummer. What are we going to do? All right, so we are rounding this number, 472,989 and 23 hundredths to the nearest 100,000. So let's write this number down just like this. Find and underline the 100,000s place. Right there, 100,000s place. Circle the digit to the right. Okay, so we add 1. 4 plus 1 is 5. Everything else becomes zeros. Okay, so but when I take it, I'm going to take off these 2 on the end and do 500,000. Sorry if you are catching some of the audio of the wind. I don't know, it's really windy outside today, so sorry if that's picking up. Let's do the next one. To the nearest tenths place, and I'm going to underline that so I know I'm talking about this tenth and not this 10. Okay? Let's write down the number. Notice I'm doing it all outside of the box. You don't want everything inside of your table. Do the work outside and then transfer it into your table. Tenths places are 2. Circle the digit to the right. We do nothing. Okay? So we just drop it, drop it, drop it. Oh, drop it, drop it, drop it. Oh, don't do anything. And everything else becomes a 0, but I'm going to take off that 0 because the 0 hanging on the decimal does not matter. It's not wrong, but it doesn't matter if there's nothing behind it. Last one, party people. To the nearest whole. And again, that whole is to the nearest what? 1. To the nearest ones. So here's my ones place. Underline it. Circle the digit to the right. Do nothing, so I drop it. I do nothing, and everything else becomes zeros. Because those zeros are hanging on the end, I'm going to cross them out and transfer my number in properly. All right, boys and girls. We don't even do the decimal there. There's nothing behind it. Okay, so that's it. Let's get to our B message. Superstar Awesome Rounders, I wish you luck the rest of the week as you continue on in your rounding journey. Bye. Today's B message is to be a master like a boss. When you are a master at something, that means that you have or you show great skill or proficiency at something. Basically, when people think about whatever particular area, they immediately think of you, the master. So, decide to take something that you're good at and become great at it. Become a master at it. Well, how do you become a master at something? It really involves daily discipline. That means you are focusing, you are practicing every day, you're reading about it, you're learning about it from somebody better than you, whatever. You need to become disciplined daily. And the most important thing is don't boast about it once you become a master, because that just makes you look not cool and foolish. So be a master like a boss.